Welcome back, Careblazer. Today I want to share with you 3 steps you can take if your loved one is upset, yelling, screaming, anxious, and distressed, and you're not quite sure what to do. We often refer to these behaviors as difficult dementia behaviors because after all, they're very difficult for you. You may not know how to respond. Some of the ways you respond might seem to make your loved one worse, and they're also difficult for your loved one because if they weren't difficult, your loved one likely wouldn't be having the strong reaction that they're having. It's important to note that while these are difficult dementia behaviors, they're always a sign that your loved one is in distress. So here are 3 steps to keep in mind whenever you find yourself in this situation, and I want to encourage you to check out my difficult dementia behavior playlist where I have dozens of videos that are going to help be of an additional benefit to this one I'm going over today. That whole playlist will be linked below this video for you. Okay, step 1 is to find the cause of their behavior. Now, it's really easy for us to think that their behavior is unfounded. It doesn't make much sense, right? They're yelling or screaming or crying or angry, and you can't see any reason for why they are feeling that way. But it's always important that in the majority of situations, the reason your loved one is having that behavior is because there is something causing it, and we need to find that cause. Now, sometimes, a lot of times, that cause is not apparent to us because we're coming at it from our reality and our perception, and we need to be coming at it from your loved one's perception. I did a 2-part video series all about the detective mindset and how to become a detective, and literally the whole point of those videos was how to find the cause of something. So I'm going to link those videos below. They're going to be a very good addition to this video, but step 1 is to find the cause. Now, don't worry and stick with me here because at the very end of my 3 steps, I'm going to tell you the 1 step you can use if you've racked your brain over and over and you can't seem to find a cause. No cause for alarm. There is still a step for you to do. But truly and honestly, I think this is a very important step to keep in mind, because when the first step is find a cause, it's a reminder that your loved one isn't doing this on purpose. Your loved one isn't just trying to be difficult. There's something that is causing them to do it. And when our first step is to find the cause, it turns on that part of your brain to realize, okay, something is happening here that's getting my loved one to act this way. Hey Careblazer, I'm jumping in real quick to let you know that if you're watching this on Sunday, August 29th, today's the last day to join my care course. I put a special link below this video where you can click on it and learn more, and also hear from other Careblazers who have gone through the program. Before using this program, Careblazers would tell me they felt resentful of having to care for their loved one. They weren't really enjoying the time they were spending with their loved one. They were snapping easily when their loved one made mistakes, and were spending much of their days feeling guilty for not doing better at caregiving. After going through my program, many Careblazers started to notice that they didn't feel so resentful. They started to find meaningful ways to interact with their loved one, and they started to gain confidence again in how they can care for their loved one. If you feel like this is something you can benefit from, the deadline to join is 9 p.m. Pacific, Sunday, August 29th, and I do hope you'll consider joining. There's a link below this video where you can learn more. Okay, now let's get back to the program. Like if your loved one thought somebody was trying to kick them out of their house when that wasn't true, you telling your loved one that's not true, coming at it from your perspective, offering the rational response, offering an explanation that's not true, you're safe, nobody's trying to come do it. A lot of times that doesn't calm your loved one down because we haven't gotten to the cause of why they think somebody is trying to kick them out of the house. Okay, so let's say you found the cause, or you think you have the cause of their behavior, step 1. Let's move on to step 2. Step 2 is to address the cause or remove the obstacle and cause altogether. So when you go watch my detective mindset videos, you'll know how to do all of this. But the key here in step 2 is, let's take the example of they think somebody's trying to kick them out of the house. So finding the cause, you might realize that they think that somebody's trying to kick them out of the house because there's no proof that this is their house. There's no reminder to other people that this is their house. So then you might try the solution of having a sign made outside that says this is Nana's house. Or you might try the solution of making an official looking letter that says this is Nana's house and nobody else can never take it away from her, right? Again, the responses don't have to make any sense in our mind. This is where we get really stuck. It just has to make sense in your loved one's mind, right? So that might be enough of a solution to calm your loved one down. That would be the example of finding the cause and addressing the cause. Removing the obstacle might be like, let's say your loved one only gets nervous that somebody's trying to move into the house. You notice the pattern after becoming a detective and watching the detective videos. You notice the pattern that this behavior tends to creep up when the mortgage statement comes in the mail every month. So seeing that that's a trigger, you might remove the obstacle altogether by intercepting the mail, so that you can filter out the mortgage statement before it gets to your loved one, or by signing up, removing the paperless statements and signing up for electronic reminders and billing, right? So then you just remove the obstacle altogether. Step 3, the most important step, is to comfort your loved one. No matter how silly, how strange, how unusual, how nonsensical their reasoning and whatever's going on in their mind might seem, their feelings are still 100% valid. So you want to comfort those feelings. Offering comfort and support over rationalization and explanations usually always has a much better outcome. Your loved one's more likely to calm down more quickly when you use comfort and reassurance instead of rationalization and explanation. It also helps to strengthen the relationship between you two. What a lot of Careblazers find themselves in the trap of trying to offer the explanation, the reasoning, the true reason, explaining that everything's okay and nothing's happening. And that tends to weaken the relationship and places you at risk for your loved one starting to question you, be suspicious of you, be resentful of you, and be less likely to accept help from you in the future. These are all very connected. So whenever you can, comfort and reassurance to their feelings rather than trying to explain away their feelings and explain to them they shouldn't be feeling that way at all because whatever it is that they're believing isn't true. That's not a recommended approach. Okay, so let's say you've watched my detective videos and you're still in the process of trying to find out the cause of their behavior. You still haven't quite figured it out. So step 1 and step 2 don't really apply. You can't find the cause of it, so then you can't, remove the cause of it and or get rid of the obstacle. Step 1 and step 2 don't apply in that situation. As you're still going to do the work in trying to be a detective and finding the cause, you can always fall back on step number 3. Step number 3, comfort and reassurance, is always a good choice. You can always fall to that, even if you're not quite sure how to respond in any other way or how to address the cause of their behavior because you don't know what it is. Fall to comfort and reassurance. It's hard to go wrong with that approach. Careblazer, I hope this video helps you in being able to respond to some of those challenging behaviors your loved one might be having. Again, please, I really encourage you to watch at least my 2-part series on being a detective so that you can increase your chances of finding what is actually causing your loved one's behavior. And again, I have an entire playlist of difficult dementia behavior videos where you can increase the chances of being able to prevent, reduce, and stop those challenging behaviors. They can really be helpful. Wishing you the best, Careblazer. Hang in there. I'll be back next week with another video.